to this time yesterday thanks to the warm afternoon yesterday and also the cloud cover that we're waking up to this morning. 60 degrees right now here in Tucson, but we did drop down to 59, so that'll be the low for right now. 57 in Sells, 56 in Sierra Vista, 53 in Safford, and low 60s for Phoenix and Yuma. So a very, very nice start this morning. High pressure has slid to the east just a little bit. Cloud cover is still making its way through southern portions of Arizona, but we should see a decrease in the cloud cover as we work our way into the afternoon. High temps will be able to warm into the mid 80s today. A little bit breezy at times too, with gusts around 25 miles per hour. And then tonight, temps will only drop into the upper 40s and low 50s. To the south, we're going to warm it up to 79 in Nogales, mainly upper 70s to low 80s to the east, and to the west, low to mid 80s. Tonight, temps will drop mainly into the 40s, but a couple 30s possible, like in Wilcox, so, for example. But for today's wind gusts, wind will pick up a little bit, especially this afternoon, with gusts between 15 and 25 miles per hour. So getting a little bit breezy, but then as we work our way into tomorrow, the wind will pick up even more. Some gusts could climb to about 50 miles per hour, especially out to the east in Cochise County. So that is why we do have a red flag warning going into effect for parts of southeastern Arizona. With the dry air, the gusty wind, any fire that starts could spread rapidly. So we'll talk about this and more coming up in your full forecast. But now let's go ahead and check out traffic. There's a couple of accidents you need to know about. The first on Marana Road at Trico Road, and there's also another crash on Kolb Road at Irvington Road. So use caution if you are commuting through either of those spots.
Thank you, Shea. Now to the latest on the ongoing Russian attack in Ukraine. The UN estimates more than 1 million people have left Ukraine for neighboring countries in the past week. The U.S. now warns the attacks have grown more aggressive and less precise. Bree Jackson reports.
Russia targeting city after city as it steps up its assault on Ukraine, killing civilians and leaving residents fleeing to safety.
They have bombed my city, destroyed many houses.
The Biden administration now launching a Justice Department task force to enforce sanctions against wealthy Russian oligarchs close to President Vladimir Putin.
We will freeze and seize their yachts, their private jets, their opulent estates in world capitals.
And laying out a slew of new sanctions against Russia's defense sector. President Biden in Wisconsin Wednesday condemning the Russian president.
He's rejected repeated efforts at diplomacy.
Russia's economy has already suffered a serious blow, yet the Kremlin insists tough sanctions will not deter military actions.
There's a lot of combat power that the Russians still have available to them.
The U.S. arming Ukraine with weapons capable of taking out Russian aircraft, but stressing American troops will not be fighting in Ukraine and taking the option of a no-fly zone over the country off the table.
In order to enforce that no-fly zone, you'll have to engage Russian aircraft. And again, that would put us at war with Russia.
Russian and Ukrainian officials say they're ready for a second round of peace talks. Still, U.S. defense leaders warn of difficult days ahead. In Washington, Bree Jackson for NBC News.
Arizona lawmakers are declaring their support for Ukraine with an official legislative proclamation. It was read aloud on the House floor yesterday. The proclamation expresses solidarity with the Ukrainian people and condemns Russian President Vladimir Putin's acts of war against Ukraine. It was sponsored by House Republican Majority Leader Ben Toma and Democratic State Representative Amish Shah.
The Ukrainian American Society of Tucson is calling on the community to show solidarity with the people of Ukraine in a rally this Sunday. It's happening at the Hakame Plaza at 1 p.m. Organizers say there will be a Ukrainian and American anthems. Both of them will be played, as well as a peaceful demonstration demanding an end to the Russian invasion. Well, Cox Communications is helping Southern Arizona customers stay in touch with their loved ones in Ukraine. From now through at least March 7th, all new and current Cox Voice customers are eligible for free long-distance calls to Ukraine, Hungary, Romania, and other nearby countries. This includes calls to both landline and wireless phone numbers. Cox says no action is required as long as you receive Cox Voice services.
The federal government has released its national strategy and preparedness plan to fight COVID-19. It includes the Test to Treat initiative, which would allow Arizonans access to testing and treatment in a one-stop location. This would give them both free test and free antiviral pills. The Biden administration says it will help establish the one-stop shop at pharmacy clinics, community health centers, the VA, and long-term care facilities.
Having people take the test right in the pharmacy and get the prescription filled in real time. And that is a tremendous innovation that will save lives and save money and hospital space.
The White House says it plans to launch the Test to Treat initiative this month.
Southern Arizona woman will spend more than a year in federal prison for smuggling over 100 migrants into the country. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, 43-year-old Amalia Gonzalez Lara managed, supervised, and coordinated smuggling operations for a stash house in Avondale, where migrants from Mexico and Guatemala stayed in after being smuggled into the U.S. She pleaded guilty to the charges late last year. Border Patrol agents stationed at the 3 Point Station recently arrested 51 migrants who crossed into the country illegally near Sassabee. Agents tell us that 43 of them were unaccompanied children from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, the youngest one being just 5 years old. They were all brought to Tucson for further processing.
The city of Tucson is hiring for multiple positions and multiple departments, including law enforcement, transportation, and parks and recreation. All positions include compensation and benefits packages with medical, dental, and vision insurance. City leaders say all new employees must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 unless you have an exemption. For more information on how to apply, go to KVOA.com. Governor Doug Ducey is launching a statewide summer learning camp to help kids catch up in school and overcome the learning loss after the pandemic. The AZ on Track Summer Camp will be led by Lisa Graham Keegan, who served as the superintendent of public instruction from 1995 to 2001. The 8-week program will be offered through partnerships with schools and other community organizations. Eligible students must be enrolled in a public school and show a need for academic support. Applications open on March 7th. This weekend, you get a chance to see historic airplanes soar above the skies of Tucson.
Nicole Constantino joins us live from Davis-Monthan Air Force Base this morning with all those details. Nicole.
Robbie, Destiny, good morning. Davis-Monthan is hosting a heritage flight training starting today. So this is for civilian Air Force Heritage Flight Foundation pilots to become certified to perform in this year's air show season. The program puts civilian pilots in the seats of historic military aircraft, and they take to the sky with the Air Force pilots flying their current aircraft. Pilots practice flying in formation together, and the Heritage Flights program raises public awareness of the Air Force's mission and history.
We're going to be flying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we're just going to fly different formations, different demonstrations, and get everybody certified because our air show season is actually starting next week.
Some of the historic planes in this training session that you could see in the sky are going to be the P-51 Mustang. I've sat in one of those before. It is super cool. And the F-86 Sabre. They will share the sky with the F-35 Lightning, F-22 Raptor, F-16 Viper, and of course the A-10 Thunderbolt 2 demo teams. So the training and certification force is not an air show, pardon me, but it's not open to the public. But if you are nearby and see it, obviously you can stop over, pull over safely, go to some place where you can watch it and take videos, and we would love to see them. So if you do, be sure to send us anything that you see out there starting today through March 6th. Robbie, Destiny, back to you.
Coming up, lawmakers investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol are alleging former President Trump was engaged in a potential criminal conspiracy.
Plus, horse trainer Bob Baffert is now suing Churchill Downs over his suspension. It's 5:06. Keep it here. News for Tucson Today. We'll be right back.
News for Tucson Skynet, sponsored by Solar Solutions AZ. Tucson Today with Destiny Quinn, Robbie Reynolds, and meteorologist Shea Sorensen. News for Tucson, investigating for you.
Lawmakers investigating the Capitol insurrection say former President Donald Trump and a lawyer were part of a criminal conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election. The court filing claiming the allegations is part of an attempt by the panel to gain access to emails from lawyer John Eastman, who they believe may have helped orchestrate the plot. Eastman claims the emails are protected by attorney-client privilege. We now know when the Senate will begin its confirmation hearings on the next nominee to the Supreme Court, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. The Senate Judiciary Committee announced hearings on Jackson's nomination will start on March 21st. 2 days have been put aside for questioning Jackson, then another day for additional witnesses to testify. If confirmed, Jackson would be the first black woman to serve on the nation's high court.
Hall of Fame horse trainer Bob Baffert is suing Churchill Downs over its decision to suspend him from his racing properties. Baffert was suspended for at least 2 years when his horse, Medina Spirit, failed a drug test after finishing first at the 2021 Kentucky Derby. His attorney said that Churchill Downs is aware that the test result is from the use of an ointment called Otomax and that it was prescribed by the horse's vet and properly reported to the databank the day that it was dispensed. Straight ahead news for Tucson today, the Arizona women's basketball team began their journey in the Pac-12 tournament today.
Plus, how parents can get their hands on baby formula as the recall continues to expand. It's 5:11. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Time now is 5:15 and temperatures this morning are so nice. You don't even need the thick coat this morning. Just a light jacket will be perfect. Temps are in the mid to upper 50s right now and low 60s, so a very, very mild start this morning. To the west, we're waking up into the low 60s as well. Ajo was in the low 60s, but you disappeared on me. 57 in Sells, low 60s in Phoenix, low 50s in Nogales, mid 40s in Pierce, upper 50s in Portal, but we are all above freezing this morning. So really, really nice out there. For today's highs, we're going to push to 86 degrees here in Metro Tucson. Yesterday we warmed to 87, so just slightly cooler today, but still a nice warm up for this time of year. 55 for the mountains, 79 in Santa Cruz County and 77 in Cochise County. We're waking up to a bit of cloud cover, and because of the warm day yesterday, temps are warm this morning, but those clouds will start to decrease as we work our way into the afternoon. And then tonight, temps will be pretty mild again, mainly in the 40s and 50s. But we do have big changes on the way. High pressure is not going to stick around forever. It's going to head eastward, and that's going to allow for a few systems to drop down from the north. And the biggest threat on Friday especially will be the wind. We're looking at gusts over 40 miles per hour in some spots. And with the dry air already in place and the wind, any fire that starts will spread rapidly. So we do have a red flag warning going into effect on Friday. A few more systems will drop down from the north to the south over the weekend and into early next week, so that'll help reinforce some colder air. We're not going to see a whole lot of moisture here in southernmost portions of Arizona, so that's why the red flag warning will go into effect for your Friday. Wind gusts today, not terrible, but right around 10 a.m. they'll be picking up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour. By 4 p.m. a little bit higher, and then later on this evening, that's when it will really start to pick up. So maybe a 43 mile per hour gust in Wilcox around this time, 37 in Benson and in Nogales, but tomorrow is going to get a little bit worse. So right around 11 a.m. gusts are going to be sitting between 20, 35 miles per hour, even higher during the afternoon. Gusts kind of clocking in around 50, 55 miles per hour for some parts of Cochise County, and this is where blowing dust will be a big concern, but we could see blowing dust as early as today. Really fair game for all of southern Arizona, so be sure to stay weather alert and keep that in mind if you are doing any traveling through Cochise County or between Tucson and Phoenix or even out to the west. The wind will back off a little bit over the weekend, but do still expect a breeze Saturday and Sunday. Red flag warning goes into effect tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It includes all of Cochise and Santa Cruz County, portions of Graham and Greenlee County, and easternmost spots in Pinal and Pima County. So keep this in mind. Areas highlighted in that hot pink have the potential of any fires that will spread rapidly. So remember, one less spark means one less wildfire. And even if you live here in Tucson, Pinal County, western Pima County, where the warning is not in effect for, still be vigilant. Keep that in mind. So for today, clouds will decrease as we work our way into the afternoon. Maybe a little isolated shower or two for Cochise County and areas along the Arizona-New Mexico border, but that's pretty much it. That's the only moisture we're really going to see. A little bit possible up towards Pinal, Graham, and Greenlee County Friday into Saturday, but most of the moisture will stay in central and northern Arizona. We're not expecting any accumulation this far south. Looking ahead now, temps will start to drop tomorrow, low 70s, same thing on Saturday, and then the coolest day will be on Sunday with temps only warming into the low 60s. We'll be back right around average by next Wednesday in the low 70s. That's